Rise and shine, sweet loves, and welcome to Willow's Book Apothecary, where we discover the wisdom and wonder between the pages of great books. Today I'm going to be reading to you a passage from Big Magic, Creative Living Beyond Fear by Elizabeth Gilbert, and this passage reflects on the analogy of the tiger's tail. This segment is titled The Tiger's Tail. One of the best descriptions I've ever heard of this phenomenon, that is, of ideas entering and exiting the human consciousness at whim, came from the wonderful American poet Ruth Stone. I met Stone when she was nearly 90 years old, and she regaled me with stories of her extraordinary creative process. She told me that when she was a child growing up on a farm in rural Virginia, she would be out working the fields when she would sometimes hear a poem coming toward her. Hear it rushing across landscape at her like a galloping horse. Whenever this happened, she knew exactly what she had to do next. She would run like hell toward the house, trying to stay ahead of the poem, hoping to get to a piece of paper and a pencil fast enough to catch it. That way, when the poem reached her and passed through her, she would be able to grab it and take dictation, letting the words pour forth onto the page. Sometimes, however, she was too slow and she couldn't get to the paper and pencil in time. At those instances, she could feel the poem rushing right through her body and out the other side. It would be in her for a moment, seeking a response, and then it would be gone before she could grasp it, galloping away across the earth, as she said, searching for another poet. But sometimes, and this is the wildest part, she would nearly miss the poem, but not quite. She would just barely catch it, she explained, by the tail, like grabbing a tiger. Then she would almost physically pull the poem back into her with one hand, even as she was taking dictation with the other. In these instances, the poem would appear on the page from the last word to the first, backward but otherwise intact. That, my friends, is some freaky, old-timey, voodoo-style big magic right there. I believe in it, though. I have absolute chills reading this phenomenon because this is actually the way that a lot of my poetry and lyrics and short stories idea have come to me. I've always explained it as something that comes on the wind. And I'm so incredibly fortunate to be able to have the ability to grab these words and to get them on paper. I have poetry that's being published this year, and the first poem of this trilogy of poems came to me on the wind as I was turning off the lights at work, and I bolted to my desk to grab paper to write the first 5 lines that had appeared to me. So it does happen to me quite often, and it is such magic when I'm able to channel it through. I'm so grateful. My question for you today is, does this phenomenon ever happen to you in your artistry? Does anything come to you on the wind? Do you lasso it in? Can you feel it coming towards you? If this passage resonated with you, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you would like more daily literary wisdom, then hit like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow.